Well, the film we made in 2006, I think, it came out the year before the iPhone. There were no iPhones. I mean, that thing that you all have in your pockets and or whatever brand you carry has changed everything. It's changed everything in publishing. It's changed everything in our business. And so our business has become atomized, and we're all sort of in a shifting landscape of how to maintain the financial world in the face of these challenges. Certainly that's where this film comes in. We begin 20 years after that in that changing media landscape where Miranda is challenged by how to keep her business afloat. And Andrea, you talk about you, but I'll talk about her for her. And she is coming from, at the end of the last film, she throws her phone in the, she throws it in the fountain, and she goes off to work in legitimate journalism, investigative journalism. I won't say legitimate, investigative journalism, journalism that has higher stakes than maybe just the fashion world. So she comes back in this one with those same challenges that Miranda is fielding, and so they are sort of in the same boat.
I think, first of all, I agree with everything that Meryl just said, and you can't overestimate the effect the digital revolution has had on all aspects of our lives, but in particular when it comes to journalism and fashion journalism. Looking at it from a character point of view, you know, Andy Sachs is 22 in the first film. She's just graduated from college, so she is full of ideas, but a little light on life experience. And in this film, she's had 20 years to go out and live the life that she's wanted to live to the best of her ability. And so I think that she's acquired skills, she's acquired a point of view, she's acquired experience, I think a fair bit of humility, but also confidence. And so I think that in order for her to walk through the door as a formidable potential partner for Miranda, it would have taken that amount of time for it to feel legitimate.
The first film took me by surprise. I always knew that it would be very popular with women and girls, but its larger success with a bigger audience completely shocked me. This is the first film that I ever was in 50 years or whatever, how many years I've been in this, where men came and said, "I know how you felt." And they said that about my character, that they felt me, they felt the same way. And I think that's because she was in a position, Miranda is in a position of responsibility and at the top of a corporation, and it's something that touched them. And so that contributed to the success. So that was very meaningful to me. Yeah.
그렇죠. 남녀노소 모두에게 사랑받았죠. 앤한테도 들어볼까요?
The Devil Wears Prada gave me so much. I mean, I was 22 playing a 22-year-old. She had an incredibly powerful boss. And I got to be a baby actress acting alongside the greatest actress of all time. So to be able to have that kind of an experience shape me to just be a fly on the wall in those scenes, to be influenced by Meryl's extraordinary talent and her even more remarkable humanity. It's kind of hard to overstate the impact it had on me. And then the film came out, and it became one of the most remarkable gifts of my life. You know, it's a very vulnerable thing to be an actor, to be a young actor. You don't know how your career is going to go. This film opened so many doors for me, and it gave me so many opportunities. And because it became this kind of anchor in my understanding of how audiences responded to me, it funny enough let me take a lot more risks and make a lot of really weird choices, which is a space where I'm really happy because I knew that I kind of had this warm hug to come back to, at least in this type of film. So yes, it also gave me a really great haircut. So it's a layered thing. I'm so cool you followed your dream, and congratulations on being a journalist. I agree with you. You know, I think that the world is changing. I think there's a lot more freedom available. It's not easy. You got to fight for it. You got to work for it. And I think that economic freedom is something that I really wish for every type of person, especially people that have historically been denied access to it. In terms of how it manifests itself in this film, Andy Sachs has paid for every bill that's come her way her entire adult life. You know, I think that her attitude about all that stuff is, if the right person comes along, wouldn't that be fun? But I'm the right person for me, so I'm going to have a great time regardless.
네, 지금 뭐 환호가 나오고 있어요. 메릴 스트립에게도 메시지에 대한 이야기를 들어볼까요?
Meryl, how about you? Some of the messages that you thought of wanting to convey with the second film?
I don't want to be in any way disrespectful of the question, because I respect your interest in that idea, but I am so loath to put out the idea like a chyron at the bottom of the television screen that says, this is the message of the movie.
Of The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Of The Devil Wears Prada 2. I think that everyone will take their own message from it. You know, and I do recognize that young women especially took some courage from Andy's story in the first film. But I think, you know, there was in the first film the idea that a woman can be a really mean boss too, you know, that it's not gendered, and I'm less interested in making a statement about what the film is about, but to say, come to it looking for fun, looking for the underpinnings of some very serious issues that we are confronting today, but also just to take from it what you want. Everybody in the family will have a different idea about it, but I think it's something that people will, just as with the first one, watch for years, because it's great.
And just thinking about something you said earlier in the conversation, I think it's really wonderful that the first film created a response for you, a message for you that you should pursue your dreams and go out and build a life for yourself. But you were saying that men were also coming up to you saying, oh my gosh, I felt like finally a character where I understood the stakes, the responsibility on her was so enormous. So those are two very different perspectives on the same film. So I think that's wonderful, and maybe the film can take all of those perspectives, and maybe you'll tell us what the message is.
Thank you for that nuanced question. Yeah, I think you may have missed the plot. Miranda does have a boss. Everybody serves somebody. And she was the boss of her fiefdom, but in the 20 years, the world becomes global, and maybe she has a larger ambition. So you'll see her contend with that, I think. She has the same boss, the same man, the same actor comes back and plays the owner of the publishing house. And but yes, you'll see her navigate this confusing and exciting expansion of the influence of the runway fashion world. And was there anything that we came to in the second shooting that we thought, why didn't we do this sooner? Because I think this script meets this moment exactly. It's exactly right. And we had to wait 20 years, honestly, to be unmoored in the same way we are at the beginning of this film. So, yeah.
I had thought a couple times, like, I wish that we'd just gotten together more because this is such a fun group. And now that I'm here, I'm realizing we just should have had a standing Korean barbecue date. And that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But you can't, we'll do that going forward.
두 분 왠지 한국 바베큐 드시면서 케이팝을 듣는 그리고 마스크팩을 한국 거를 붙인 그게 상상이 되는데요.
We can definitely imagine the two of you having Korean barbecue, listening to K-pop, and maybe do a little face mask.
I need that, actually. Okay, when she says, I see myself in you, I think that she sees a certain relentlessness, which is necessary in many, many walks of life. And I think that that's something she admires in people, the ability and the desire to do their best, to work hard, to fulfill a task, and to see beyond it. And I think she senses that Andrea has a larger ambition.
Oh my gosh! Again, it falls a little bit under the same banner of, the film having a message, because I think that the film would have been different if we felt like we were playing role models. I think that our focus was to try to play characters and try to play people honestly. And hopefully by reflecting that authenticity and that honesty, people will see themselves in it. We see these characters in difficult moments. We see them handle them gracefully. We see them handle them badly. We see them handle them kindly. And their character is defined by their reaction. It's so hard to talk about. Like, I want to give you an example, but then I'll give away a plot point, and I can't do that because Disney will be mad at me. One of the things I'll say about Andy is I think that she is really committed to being empowered with kindness. I think that she wants to bring a really loving energy into the office. She loves what she does. And I think she wants to be supportive of anybody coming up underneath her, anybody that's helping her. Which I think that it's very cool to see somebody who's really effective at their job, but also really gracious and gentle.
And I can speak for Miranda that I do think that there's something in this one that's unusual, because you don't see many 70, almost 7-year-old women playing parts like this in any movie or under any circumstance. So I'm happy to represent, because, my God, I just did this a Vogue cover with Anna Wintour, who's such a great sport.
Yeah, we saw it.
She's, oh, you saw it?
So good.
Okay.
So beautiful.
And she's 76, we're the same age. It was shot by Annie Leibovitz, who is also 76. 76 trombones and a big parade. And, I think it gives, often women over 50, I'd say, disappear into the woodwork, and they're not, their interests and opinions are less valued in the culture. And so it's fun to see this person who is credibly placed in the world and having that influence. Never mind.
Wow!
There it is. There's the chemistry. No, go ahead.
Are you sure? So one of the things I remember from the first film, just being struck by, was so much of Meryl's power comes from how deep a listener she is. And I think that especially when you're a young actor, so much of your acting can feel presentational, like you just really want to do a good job. But I got to see Meryl just act from such a deep place inside of her. I could see her brain working. And I thought, oh, that's what it is. And so I think our chemistry is just her being great and me being in awe, and it just kind of works out.
I think our chemistry was different in the first one because we didn't know each other, and I tend to come into the set on the first week like it's a party and I'm ready to have fun because I love the hang, and I did that for a couple days, and then I realized it was not valuable, and I sort of had to pull back and stay in my trailer while they all had fun with each other. And so I was kind of miserable on the first. It's my own fault. It was a decision. But this time I just really, I loved reigniting the energy between us, and I loved meeting you as a full-blown woman, not a young girl on the cusp of. It's been just a great pleasure. It was a pleasure. It was great seeing Emily Blunt again, and the fabulous. I mean, Stanley Tucci. I can't get rid of him. He's in my life forever. We'd made a couple of films together anyway, but it was wonderful, the chemistry. And the second question.
가장 달라진 점,
What
성장된
has
점.
changed in your perspective about Anne in the past 20 years?
That's the thing that's sort of embedded in what I'm saying. She really hasn't changed. The essence of you. And because we're on a press tour, and I am saying this over and over, it doesn't mean I don't mean it. You're so fresh and immediate, and you meet the moment open-hearted, and that's all you ask from a partner, you know, an acting partner and a friend.
좀 더 있으면 크라이크라이한 분위기인데. 자, 좋습니다.